when we do recovery differently, when we use it to prepare to head off the next crisis, then we are not constantly caught in that cycle of prosperity, shock, recovery that has so come to characterize Caribbean development. My friends, recovery, therefore, is not just about overcoming in order to return to the status quo. And COVID, more than anything else, has shown us that. COVID has shown us the value of family, the value of relationships, the value of work, the value of community, the value of regional integration, the value of our environment. We need to keep it uppermost in our head. We cannot simply return to the status quo. And as we seek to revitalize everything, as we go about to look at the natural resources that we have and the opportunities for innovation that can be created, let us remember how COVID has reminded us to value those things that ultimately matter to human beings. While we call on the international community, as we must, to reframe vulnerability beyond simply historic GDP measurements, to allow us to better mobilize access for concessionary financing, or to stop using other forms of criteria and definitions that bear no relationship to our real vulnerability and to the risks that we face. While we do all of this, we seek also to continue to maintain those things that mattered to us before COVID. To meet targets for lower global temperatures is an obligation, an imperative from which we cannot resile, because this means the difference between the kind of life, and in some instances, life for many of our citizens. This means the difference to whether we are generating migrants from our territories because of the fact that we have not been able to win the battle against this existential threat. This is still our reality in spite of the intervention of the COVID pandemic. We are not waiting for the world to determine our development path. My friends, I ask us to remember that as we do all of these things, that we have a duty first and foremost to stabilize our economy, because it does take cash to care. We also have a duty to work together in the region, and we know that we are always stronger together. We in the Caribbean have always strived to be the architects of our destiny, and there is no better time than now to strengthen that resolve,